Good lord, that is loud. Hello, everybody. It has been quite a while, I think. Here we are in Minecraft, and as you can see, it looks a little different. Sounds a little different. And as we will see in the coming episodes, it will play a little different as well. I have installed a variety of mods into this world. Most notably, the Fossils and Archaeology Revival mod. One of my biggest inspirations for content creation growing up was Poet Plays' Fossils and Archaeology playthroughs. And not only just inspiration to content creation, but also just to just I don't even know, like just internet content in general. I don't even know if you can call it inspiration as much as like just really interesting stuff. And I got a lot out of it. Um, from a very young age, I loved watching those videos because there was something so uniquely special to me about the creativity of Minecraft combined with dinosaurs and like Jurassic Park. Or I don't know if I should say creativity as much as I should say like, like the sandbox element of Minecraft. Like the notion that you could, because you have park builder games, stuff like that, but there's something that um Minecraft adds, a level of you're not only building a park from scratch, but you're going through the motions of all of it, living in the park, um, you know, getting the dinosaurs DNA from scratch, what's that? Everything like that. Um, Sorry for my thoughts being kind of scattered. It's been a really long time since I have played, and it is rather late in the night. Hello, turtle. So, uh, yeah, back to what I was saying. There was something really special to me about Minecraft and Fossils and Archaeology mod, you know, um, and watching Poet's videos. I used to watch them religiously for quite a while. It was just always so cool to me, but I didn't have the ability to play for myself quite a long time. And then by the time I had the ability to play for myself, I was really far too old, I think, to a certain point to like enjoy it to the extent that I wanted to, I think. Or perhaps I just had too much going on, but it's always been an interest of mine to pursue the kind of content that Poet made for myself. Um, so that's what we are here to do today. And like I mentioned earlier, there's a variety of mods installed in this world. It is not just, well, I think my game volume is a bit too loud, so I think I'm going to turn that down just a little bit. Hopefully that balances better compared to my voice. Yeah, there's a variety of mods installed here today. It is not just dinosaurs and fossils and archaeology. So my goal is that we will have an interesting and well-rounded playthrough where our objective is not only to pursue the sciences of of paleontology and archaeology, but also just try to beat the game. Because, as those who know me closely know, or perhaps not, I have never beaten Minecraft like normally, or should I say like in survival, like without ever using creative. It's never happened. So hopefully that is something that we will be able to do during our journey together. Um, so to just explain a few things, since you're all probably confused, well, some of you might be. What I had just ransacked and took for all it's worth was a archaeology tent or camp, which is of course a part of the fossils and archaeology mod. And one of the cool things about this mod is that structures like that will spawn all over the world, and they offer resources that normally we would have to make ourselves. Here's our archaeologist over here. For emeralds, I can trade or with emeralds, I can trade for things like relic scraps and archaeology workbenches. Luckily, I took this guy's stuff, probably unbeknownst to him, so I will not have to trade for anything. We are kind of in an interesting spot in terms of spawning. Beautiful landscape, but not really something I'm interested in building in. I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to kill these cows, and then I'm going to get a move on elsewhere. But, yeah, so a little bit more about the fossils and archaeology mod. Just for those who might not know. Fossils archaeology mod, it basically rehauls... I guess it doesn't necessarily change anything about vanilla Minecraft other than what I mentioned earlier about like structures spawning. Because unlike what you might think, you will not encounter dinosaurs in the wild. You have to manufacture them like they would in Jurassic Park. So I'm not in danger of, walking through the woods and encountering a T-Rex or anything like that. That wouldn't happen. But, um, what will happen, inevitably, is through our various cave adventures, I will find fossil blocks like the ones that were at the bottom of that encampment earlier. And I will have to, well, I won't have to, I guess, but I will mine them out, and it will either yield fossils or relic scraps. And if it's fossils, then I will get them analyzed through an analyzer, and then I will cultivate them in a cultivator, and it will yield, certain prehistoric DNA samples, which will eventually yield certain eggs that I will lead to me hatching certain animals. And, on the other side of that, you have relic scraps that through analysis will lead to various things that we will see in the playthrough. In terms of other mods, I just have certain quality of life mods, as you can see, like mining of the trees, the minimap, shaders, things like those, to make our playthrough a little bit more interesting. And I have some other stuff that I won't go over yet, because I want to keep it a relative surprise for when we, encounter it as we go. Also, it has been quite a while since I have played using this mod pack that I've made. So, some of these things will be a surprise to me as well. But yeah, I know not a lot of people will end up watching these videos, but I hope the select amount of you guys that do enjoy them. This is an entirely different kind of content that I'm looking to make than I ever have in my entire span of making videos, I wanted to try and make something more laid back, that people can just kind of play in the background as opposed to my usual walkthroughs like my Resident Evil content in the past, or high paced or rather fast paced CS:GO videos or whatever. This is definitely a little something that's different, um, but something that I've always wanted to do, and I just kind of figured, at this point in my life, if I don't almost like force myself to do it and like kind of break the habit, because I haven't even made really any videos in a really long time, then it would never get done. And, you know, I guess you could say if I really wanted to do it, I wouldn't have to force myself to do it. But, I find that I have to force myself to do most things if I wanted to do it or not. All we're doing is just breaking down trees as of right now. And I guess looking for viable land. Cool thing about this is that it's dropping all of my saplings for me. I don't have to wait for them to, that was embarrassing. I don't have to wait for them to drop. I'll leave the mom with the baby. I don't have to wait for them to drop. I can just collect them off rip. I think that is pretty valuable because it just speeds up the whole process. A thing that you might have noticed in terms of just mods that we have by now is a zoology mod of sorts that just kind of, like I was telling you guys earlier about quality of life, just kind of makes the um wildlife of the world more diverse and interesting. Speaking of interesting, okay. Um, and for those who are interested, I will, more likely than not, if not in this one, then in the next one, include a full mod list, every single mod that I have in this pack, in the description below. So if you're interested in essentially copying what I've done, that will be available to you, so you know what I've put together. So these are actually hostiles. I do not know if I want to visit that quite yet. I'm not exactly prepared for that. But I work through CurseForge. I don't manually put the mod packs together myself. I don't really know how to do that. I just do it through CurseForge, and it makes the entire thing very simple. What I will likely not end up doing, just because I'm not well versed in these kinds of things, and I feel like I'm not very good at explaining them, I can't show you guys how I did that part of putting the mod pack together. I can only really tell you guys what mods I am using and hope that if you're interested, you can figure it out for yourself. Unless like hundreds of millions of you at once are like, actually, we need a step-by-step instruction video on how to do exactly what you did. And then, I guess I could figure it out, but until then. Well, this is my lucky day. Wonderful. To be honest, I don't really know what those waypoint stones do, but I figure it's good to have them. Hello, raccoon. I will leave that door open for you. What I was hoping for in this really rather large village was an armory of sorts. Something to give me a little bit... Ooh, sorry. Something to give myself a little bit better of a step in the right... These raccoons need to chill out. A step in the right direction in terms of weapons and armor, but it looks like I will not be getting that yet. I really want to be wary of this, pillager outpost, which might be abandoned now that I'm looking at it, but I can't really risk it yet. I just know they'll mess me up if I die, or if I go up to them, and I don't really want to be messed up yet. It just does not seem very desirable. But I'm probably gonna check it out anyway. Just in the name of content. Hello. Okay. Actually, it looks like this is rather safe. And I'm actually looking in my mini map, and it appears, oh, perfect. It appears, yeah, there's no enemies here whatsoever, so all of my alarm was for nothing. I don't know. I've never seen this kind of, you know, spot before. This is really cool. I don't know if this is part of the mod or this is... Oh, shit. Ooh, okay. It's not all safe. Whoa. That scared the hell out of me. Um, what was I saying? Oh, I was gonna say, I don't know if this is part of the mod, or like part of the mods, I guess, that I have, or it is, just a natural thing. I don't play Minecraft crazy often. It's not a super fun game to me, in my opinion, just, when it comes to, like, vanilla. I'm not totally interested in it. I don't need this wheat, I don't think. Um, okay, cool, cool, cool. Now we're getting to the interesting things. Yeah, so, um, isn't that nice? I got a little bit of drip. Um, yeah, it's just vanilla Minecraft isn't something that's totally interesting to me, and I think that's just kind of a result. I want to check out that village next, I guess, but I'm going to get rid of this guy. Oh, oh, multiple have spawned down there. It looks like. Okay, see how we're gonna. What is that? Yes, I apologize for the language, by the way. This is not necessarily just because it's more low key than the content that I've made before doesn't necessarily mean that it's child friendly. Um, look over here. Okay, new village. Who this? But yeah, like I was saying, I think it's just a result of me really playing the heck out of Minecraft when I was a kid. To the point where, yeah, I mean, it just became like beating the dead horse, and I'm a stubborn guy. Oh, yay. Hello. What's going on here? I didn't realize that they would run up on me like that. That scared the heck out of me. What is going on? Um, now I'm like on edge. I was just wandering around a minute ago, and now I'm being accosted by a bunch of gray guys. No, I just played a lot of Minecraft growing up, and I'm a stubborn guy. As the updates came, I just became less and less interested, and before I knew it, vanilla Minecraft just wasn't really my shtick anymore. But that is quite all right. I'm not saying anything negative about the game because I really don't have any opinions about it. Those are what fossil blocks look like, by the way. See that sun go down. So this is where my modded Minecraft comes in. Keeps things interesting. Um, a little bit more about the mods as we discover them. At first I think I have a village like mod that makes villages more interesting. I'm not totally sure on that, but I can only assume based on what we've seen so far that's a possibility. And this is ridiculous. Come on now. And another mod I have, I'll show you after. I guess I'll just show you now. Is the like an artifacts mod that allows in your various travels for you to find little knickknacks that aren't necessarily pieces of armor, but still offer certain physical or otherwise attributes. Okay. Up. He's sleeping. How come? Villager disagrees. Well, I disagree with. I guess it is your bed, isn't it? Um, offers you other attributes, physical or not, like that cross necklace that I found. That sorry, that allows for me to have an extra or an extended duration of invincibility after being hit, which I think is rather probably useful, I would imagine. Anyway, what we're really looking for here is just more stuff to get us in a better spot than when we started. But from the looks of it, we don't really have a lot to work with here. And I'm not trying, I'm kind of above at this point taking like a bunch of their crops or anything like that. I just kind of need more supplies. Did I already come through this? Yeah, I think so. And I already came out of there. So I guess what the move would be is to go north, or that's west, I guess, but go up and check out that cave, if you can call it that. Because now my priority is to grab a little bit of iron without having to really go mining yet. A little bit of iron would be great, because it would allow us to not only put on some more armor and beef ourselves up a little bit, but it would allow us to finally mine fossils, which is kind of one of the big reasons why we're here. I'm not really sure exactly how long I intend on these videos to be each. I know I want it to be an episodic series, and I know I want there to be a good amount of them, but in terms of how many, or rather how long each one should be, I really don't know. Um, Keeping with the model of this being the kind of video that people could like put on, good lord, that's loud for me at least. Um, ooh, nice. The kind of video that people can put on in the background and just kind of listen to almost like a podcast. Um, that would be kind of cool. But so I'm thinking around the 30-minute range, certainly. But I don't know. We'll just have to see how it goes. Um, I think kind of hitting a quota or, something like that is significantly less important than, you know, just having fun with it and just kind of playing it by ear. So we'll see. I'm gonna, I think, yeah, I'm gonna try to take on these skeletons. Woo. Oh god, I hate Minecraft skeletons more than anything. Always have. Ooh. Oh shit. Get my health up a little bit. Nice. Come on. Why am I choking? I'm also not really super used to keyboard and mouse. So if you see me like fail to clutch up, the most normal engagements, don't be disappointed nor surprised. That's just me. It appears that there's not a lot of iron here. Hey, found some. Yeah, I haven't really played many computer games at all in a very significant amount of time, let alone Minecraft. So it's gonna be a tiny bit of a learning curve for me picking like these controls back up. Just one piece of iron, that's all we get. I guess it's better than none, but we're really at a deficit here. See, the thing with the water being so loud for me, like I already balanced the audio before I recorded, so you guys, oh, that's not good. You guys wouldn't be deafened by what I hear, but I gotta tell you that this water is so loud that I can barely even hear myself, let alone, that's not good. Oh, man. Yeah, I was just gonna say, you know, that water is so loud for me that I can hardly hear myself, let alone anything around me. That was the point that I was making. If people are bothered by my use of, you know, waypoint to find where I last died, I offer the solution of you kicking rocks, because this game is very hard and I am not a patient person. It'll only take one really bad mess up to like ruin my experience, which nobody wants. Nobody wants a cranky YouTuber. Okay, I'm gonna start using this axe as our main weapon here. I think this is the way to go do it. All right. Now, at this point, we pretty much got what we came for. So I think it wouldn't be insane for us to bounce. Okay, now we will go back to the village. My hand is rather sore right now. Oh my gosh, that peaceful quiet. We just like the crickets and stuff. That is so nice. It's so nice. Ugh. I guess now my fingers are starting to hurt. I guess they're not used to the whole gaming thing. We have everything pretty much. Okay. Well, I suppose, yeah, now would be around the time where we will search for better. Oh, I think for sure I had more coal. I don't anymore. Okay. That I can get more of without having to endure a special kind of hell. I like the water sounds, but I mean, they can really be a bit too much sometimes, I think. Just deafening water. Hello? If you hear my phone buzzing, I'm sorry. But not really. Not actually sorry. People on the internet will lie to you. Right. Now we're really making something happen. I think it would also be important to have chests because I'm gonna settle down here in a little bit, probably by the next episode, and I'm going to want to have stuff. Now we can get this show on the road. We are mobile. I was thinking about not even bothering grabbing my torches, but I really shouldn't be lazy and ignorant, should I? I don't know when the next point I'm gonna stop is, and I think everything counts. But that is a good point of mine, because we will try to find home is our next objective. Found a homestead. I don't want to eat all of my carrots. I want to be able to plant more. Hey, our first fossil block that we were able to harvest. Still here, baby zombie. And we have a, what is that? It's a plant fossil. Okay. Another thing that we are able to research and cultivate and, you know, bring back to life on top of prehistoric life are prehistoric plants. And I think that's really cool to populate an area with, you know, all walks of prehistoric life, even those that cannot walk. I think that's very cool. So yes, I think we are going to set out to find home. So I will continue this adventure, and I will see you all in the next one, where hopefully we will do that. Take it easy, everybody.